It is 6:30 p.m. in Ngong, Menchum Division of the Northwest region of Cameroon. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. You are watching the weekend bilingual news on My Media Prime Television, broadcasting live from Douala, Canton Etape. Bonsoir.
Bonsoir Joy. Il est exactement plus de 18h30 sur Ma Media Prime Télévision et bienvenue dans nos studios B situés à Douala dans ce programme d'information bilingue de ce dimanche 12 février 2023. On commence la première partie en anglais avec toi Joy.
We begin our news in the Southwest region, where the 57th edition of the National Youth Day in Tombel subdivision was massively attended. Administrative authorities say the youths of the subdivision have embraced peace and their active participation is a testimony. Derek Jato with details.
The long-awaited moment is finally here for Tanko and Omga. They must do the right thing for the first time. Hold and march with their school banner. Their school is starting the march past here at this Tombel ceremonial grandstand. And this will be their first time to partake in a Youth Day celebration march past.
The instruction in the field is that they should follow those who are in front of them.
Don't be afraid. You will perform well. You were all very good during the rehearsals. Their teacher encouraged them. Look too, you will be shown on television, she added. To these kids, the feeling is no more the same. Too many people, all staring at them, is a distraction. A clash of anxiety and tension is changing their march past steps. But Tanko and Umga press on, kept the spirit of this government bilingual nursery school Tombel alive, and marched past the divisional officer for Tombel subdivision and other dignitaries seated here at the tribune. To the satisfaction of their teachers and their parents who were capturing the moment from the crowd for memories. Tombel has showcased a true example of a Youth Day celebration, especially in the Anglophone regions, where celebrations like this one is still a luxury in some part of these regions. Because of the Anglophone crisis, many say, to the administrative authorities of Tombel, this subdivision of Kupe Manengoba division has again shone the light.
And this is a manifestation of the fact that moral rearmament has been at work in our subdivision. Moral rearmament has taken place within our youth. They have understood that you can only build, not destroy. You can not engage yourself in dehumanizing acts. You can only engage yourself in patriotic acts. And to do that, you should inculcate the spirit of discipline. And that spirit of discipline has caused most of them to understand that let us give peace a chance. And that is why this celebration is not only taking place here, it's taking place in other centers, 7 other centers in the entire subdivision. If you go to Etape, you go to Epunji, you go to Mbusi, you go to Nyasusu, you go to Ngomboko, you will find that Youth Day activities have taken place.
The peaceful atmosphere in Tombel enabled these students and pupils to prepare for the 57th edition of the Youth Day celebration in style. And that is just what they are showcasing for the world to see.
We have more private schools than government schools, which means that Tombel is moving towards entrepreneurship as the head of schools, and more youths are employed in those schools as teachers. Some are even doing farming.
That is what we have tried to manage and to see how we can organize and we make sure that the occasion be successful. As you see, it is not something that people may tell you yourself you are seeing because sometimes people say that there is no peace. We want to tell that there's peace in Tombel. And that is why you see children are celebrating.
From nursery to primary, secondary to higher institutions, not leaving out vocational training centers and political parties, all made their presence felt And those who were here say asking what happened in Tombel this 2023 Youth Day celebration is the wrong question. The right question should be, what did not happen in Tombel? For the massive turnout was in itself a take-home message of a Tombel that is ready for peace, development, and living together.
Still on Youth Day celebrations, but this time around in the Northwest region, where celebrations to mark the 57th edition of the National Youth Day in Bamenda went hitch-free at the Bamenda Commercial Avenue despite calls for boycott by separatist Northwest Governor Adolphe Lele Lafrique, who presided the ceremony, congratulated the youth who turned out for the celebration amidst security challenges. Charles Kibwa reports from Bamenda.
Celebrations to mark the 57th edition of Youth Day in Bamenda, like other parts of the Northwest region, went hitch-free, despite a call for ghost town, leaving some parts of the town and region deserted. After long activities in preparation for Youth Day celebration, at a time some youth in the region have drowned into vices such as indiscipline, drug abuse, and banditism, at the Commercial Avenue Grandstand presided at by Northwest Governor Adolphe Lele Lafrique, where he was received by the President of the Northwest Regional Assembly, the SDO for Mezam, and the City Mayor for Bamenda, before a replay of the head of state speech to the youth. Some outstanding youths of the region were awarded prizes for their hard work in the year 2022. Celebrating on the theme Youth, Moral and Entrepreneurship, Rearmament, a guarantee for discipline in building of a united and prosperous Cameroon. Celebrations in Bamenda at the Commercial Avenue Grandstand witnessed march past of some government, primary, secondary, higher institutions, political youth groups, and administrative. Northwest Governor Adolphe Lele Lafrique congratulated youths who came out to celebrate the 57th edition of the Youth Day, adding, there is still security challenges, but security forces are making sure they secure the region for all and for development, ensuring other activities move on.
In their numbers here today, sending a strong message to the whole nation that they are there, ready to accompany the head of state to bid back better this Northwest region. The young are ever called to, as was said to the team of this youth celebration, that they should build up their capacity to proceed to self-employment while taking profit of all the offers given to them by the government policy that is geared towards opening, connecting them to the global world, to those who have succeeded to harness the youth potential of the youth in Cameroon.
Reports in other parts of the division like Ndonga Amantung, Mentum, Boyo Division and Bui, youths have promised to bring their skills to the limelight in order to develop the nation.
Talking about other parts of the Northwest region, youths all over the Boyo Division have expressed a satisfaction as they came out in their numbers to celebrate this 57th edition of Youth Day. The event at the Fundong Grandstand took place under the patronage of the Senior Divisional Officer for Boyo, Charles Kibwa, once more.
The 57th edition of Youth Day 2023 celebrations in Fundong Boyo Division of the Northwest under the distinguished patronage of the Senior Divisional Officer for Boyo, Tening Fidel, on the theme Youth, Moral, Civic Entrepreneurship, Rearmament, a guarantee for discipline in building a united and prosperous Cameroon. Youths all over Boyo Division expressed their satisfaction as they turned out in their numbers to celebrate the 57th edition of Youth Day, with various activities like choral singing, ballet, traditional dances, and lots more.
And that's what the head of state said yesterday. I will remind you that Afua Akom, who is a renowned musician, started like that. Etape, that is the same. And I can multiply the names to say that Kom and Boomland have talented players.
Boyo SDO Turning Fidel thanked the youths for their massive turnout to celebrate their day. He said government will continue to support the entrepreneurial youth.
Elites, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the take-home message, I will just invite you individually and collectively to take ownership of the address of the head of state. You need to have a copy. We have all versions. And you need to examine, to read it once, twice, thrice, and many times. And we need to put it in practice.
Boyo SDO Turning Fidel call on those still in the bushes to drop their weapon and join in building their communities. Promise brighter future in the days ahead as promised by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Biya. The occasion at the Funong Grandstand was graced by award of prizes by the administration.
11 février, version 2023, dans l'arrondissement de Bomakak, département d'Union Ekele, région du centre. Les jeunes de cette localité ont vibré au rythme de la fête sur le regard de leur sous-préfet Ntimi Melingi, vital en présence des autorités administratives et traditionnelles. La bonne ambiance est racontée dans ce reportage signé Jean-Paul Keban.
C'est une veille de célébration plutôt enthousiaste et festive. Nous sommes dans l'arrondissement de Bomakak, département d'Union Ekele, région du centre. La célébration de la 57e édition de la fête de la jeunesse est au rendez-vous. Joindre l'utile à l'agréable en toute convivialité, les jeunes élites et autorités locales marquent de leur empreinte.
Car le pays nous appartient. Ils sont nous dans des métiers divers et ayons confiance en la nation, notre pays, tout simplement.
C'est la jeunesse qui est la force lance de la nation. Aujourd'hui, le chef de l'État fait confiance à la jeunesse et nous ne pourrons pas le décevoir. Et il nous a également donné des conseils en tant que bon père à ceux qui sont encore en état de perdition par rapport à ceux qui consomment la drogue, les stupéfiants, les réseaux sociaux et beaucoup d'autres déviances, de revenir à la maison, de revenir à leurs meilleurs sentiments, parce que c'est nous, le Cameroun, de demain.
À la place des fêtes du 10 arrondissement, l'effervescence et la bonne ambiance est perceptible. De l'exécution de l'hymne national en passant par l'écoute à nouveau du discours du chef de l'État, prestations artistiques, la grande parade du défilé qui regroupait les jeunes et les moins jeunes, maternelle, primaire et du secondaire, sans oublier les associations et les formations politiques valablement représentées. Une fierté pour le sous-préfet de la dite localité.
Un défilé faste, un défilé très jovial qui a donné l'opportunité à la jeunesse de Bomakak de démontrer tout son dynamisme et tout son savoir-faire. Nous félicitons tous les acteurs qui ont apporté leur concours pour ce franc succès du défilé, marquant la célébration de la 57e édition de la fête de la jeunesse dans notre arrondissement.
Les festivités en couleur montrant le dynamisme et le potentiel local, la 57e édition de la fête nationale de la jeunesse, l'arrondissement de Bomakak confirme à suffisance les valeurs de sa jeunesse consciente et ambitieuse.
Que Bomakak est un arrondissement qui est logé dans le département d'Union Ekele, région du centre bien évidemment. Et nous sommes très heureux de vous recevoir ici dans cette effervescence dans cette grande joie que nous vivons ici depuis le démarrage justement de ce défilé ici à la place des fêtes. Il faut dire que les festivités ont commencé pratiquement depuis 10 heures par là, naturellement par l'entonnement encore l'hymne national du Cameroun. Par la suite, on a revécu le discours du chef de l'État, son Excellence Paul Biya, et le lancement du défilé a démarré ici à la place des fêtes de Bonne-Macaque, naturellement par les tout petits, les maternelles, primaires, secondaires. On a également eu d'autres associations qui ont défilé, comme Anessa, naturellement du monde politique. Nous avons les partis qui ont également répondu présent. Et à l'instant, c'est le RDPC qui est en train justement de défiler ici à la place des fêtes. Il faut simplement dire que les festivités vont bon train, tout se passe pour le mieux par ici. La fête, la 57e édition du JAR, se déroule dans les meilleures conditions. Ici, à la place des fêtes de Bonne-Macaque, je suis Jean-Paul Keben et Serge Biwele pour MyMedia Prime Télévision.
Comme dans le département du Ngong, la 57e édition de la fête de la jeunesse s'est célébrée également en Konsamba dans la convivialité en présence du préfet du Mungo, Bertrand Yves Nzana. L'événement était ponctué par les défilés des jeunes des différents établissements et centres de formation en couleur et en son. On voit tout ceci dans ce reportage sur les images de Lazare Thiabo. Exécution de l'hymne national et écoute du discours du chef de l'État, suivi de quelques figures chorégraphiques, temps fort de la parade du 11 février ici en Konsamba, chef-lieu du département du Mungo. Pour l'éducation de base, c'est plusieurs écoles maternelles et du primaire venues des 3 arrondissements de la ville de Konsamba qui, avec des pas cadencés et dans leur costume d'apparat, exécutaient les chants patriotiques retentissants dans leurs différents passages. L'enseignement secondaire a emboîté le pas. Des élèves des lycées et collèges qui, à travers des plaques et drapeaux de la nation, n'ont pas manqué de manifester l'amour fort qu'ils éprouvent pour le Cameroun et la fierté de remplir ce devoir patriotique. Dans les rangs de l'enseignement supérieur et de la formation professionnelle, le centre de formation professionnelle au métier de Konsamba se démarque. D'ailleurs, le chef de l'État, dans son discours du 10 février, l'a cité pour exemple d'insertion des jeunes au métier d'auto-emploi. Les organisations jeunes, sapeurs-pompiers, scouts et Croix-Rouge et mouvements sportifs ont également marqué les pas. C'est le dernier carré dédié aux différents partis politiques tels que le RDPC et autres qui sont venus mettre un terme à ce défilé présidé par le préfet du Mungo, Yves Bertrand Ndiana, très impressionné.
Nous sommes satisfaits d'avoir assisté à une parade bien mobilisée de l'ensemble des jeunes de la ville de Konsamba.
Près de 2 heures de temps aura duré cette fête de la jeunesse en Konsamba sous le regard du gratin politico-administratif et population très émue. C'est donc dans les différents arrondissements que les jeunes se sont rendus pour réjouissance populaire.
We now take you to Wum in the Menchum division of the Northwest region, where the 57th edition of Youth Day was marked by a colorful march parade and other special activities under the watchful eyes of the Senior Divisional Officer for Menchum. Naivuna has details.
Despite the ongoing socio-political unrest in the crisis-hit Northwest region, pupils and students from the primary, secondary and higher education in Wum, chief town of Menchum Division in the Northwest region, turned out in their numbers like their counterparts in other regions to showcase their patriotism to their fatherland through a colorful march past during the occasion of the 57th edition of the Youth Day celebration in Cameroon. The event took place at the Municipal Stadium in Wum and was presided over by the Senior Divisional Officer for Menchum Division, Abdullahi Atio, who saluted both pupils, students and parents, government, security, religious and traditional authorities who graced the event for braving the odds to make the Youth Day celebration colorful.
My 4th edition to celebrate the Youth Day here in Wum. And comparing to the last years, I am very, very happy of the mobilization, of the effective presence of many elites, many populations, parents, traditional rulers, and students. So I think normalcy is coming progressively, and I am sure that the next year we cannot count the number of people we have here. So I am very happy of what I witnessed today.
Meanwhile, to the mayor of the Wom constituency and other administrators, the massive turnout, unlike previous years, is indeed laudable.
I'm very, very satisfied, very, very happy with the turnout. You can see it for yourself. We have had activities stretching from the march past to traditional dances, choral music, fashion parade, and then the rest. I am very, very satisfied mayor. I'm happy with the massive turnout here.
I want to first of all thank the organizers and thank the youth for making this Youth Day to be a wonderful day despite all the odds. And you know, all of us are clamoring for peace, which is a wonderful thing. And I really want to praise the youth for their sense of understanding and their sense of matureness. And you believe with me that this is high time that all of us will need peace.
The colorful event was also spiced with special activities such as parades, playbacks, sketches, singing, and traditional dances performed by these students with so much euphoria in them. Youth Day celebration in Yum was equally marked by the award of prizes to deserving officials and to academic institutions in various socio-cultural activities which were carried out during the Youth Week.
Onto this human interest story, a 15-year-old teenager has killed a couple in Yaoundé, capital city, after recklessly driving his father's car without authorization. Eileen Sama recounts.
The 15-year-old boy who is responsible for this fatal accident which left 2 persons dead is reported to be a student of Collegio Etape Yaoundé, Central Region of Cameroon. The accident, which happened on Friday, February 10, 2023, behind the Hilton Hotel Yaoundé, left others injured who were rushed to the hospital in this taxi. The boy, whose name was not revealed, is said to have taken his father's red car, immatriculated SU920AN, without authorization, and was riding with some of his friends inside the vehicle, all of them between the ages of 14 to 16 years, when the tragic incident happened. Report says the boy lost control of the car, colliding with this motorbike carrying a man and his wife, who died on the spot while seriously injuring others.
Celui-ci,
The boy who caused the accident was taken alongside his friends in the taxi that transported the victims of the accidents to the hospital by persons of goodwill who witnessed the sad scenario. Meanwhile, investigations have been opened by law enforcement officers in the nation's capital city and will determine if the teenager and his peers will be sentenced or not.
Pour montrer le sens de patriotisme, les jeunes de l'arrondissement de Minta ont participé à la célébration de la 57e édition de la fête de la jeunesse version 2023 à travers les défilés. Pour plus de précisions, je vous propose de suivre ce reportage signé Jean Didier.
La 57e édition de la fête de la jeunesse a été célébrée avec faste et solennité à Minta, département de la Haute-Sanaga. La jeunesse fer de lance de la nation est bel et bien à marche ici, dès 9 h du matin. Élèves de la maternelle au primaire, en passant par le secondaire, les associations et partis politiques suivent avec grande attention la rediffusion du discours du chef de l'État à l'adresse de la jeunesse, très concernée par l'appel du président à faire face aux drogues en milieu scolaire et à la consommation massive des réseaux sociaux qui égarent délibérément la jeunesse. Tout en saluant l'exhortation des jeunes à se lancer à l'auto-emploi, les jeunes de Minta sont plus que jamais conscients et prêts à affronter les défis de l'heure. Ceci s'est démontré à travers la grande parade qui a eu lieu à la place des fêtes de Minta, autour du sous-préfet de l'arrondissement et du maire de la localité Motabalan. La maternelle pour ouvrir le bal des défilants, tout en chanson. Les écoles primaires, plus nombreuses et disciplinées. L'enseignement secondaire avec le CETIC et le lycée bilingue de Minta. Enfin, les associations et partis politiques. Le PCRN de Cabral Libye et les jeunes du Rassemblement démocratique du peuple camerounais RDPC.
Les futurs sont les suivants. Nous souhaitons que la jeunesse soit considérée dans la société, dans notre arrondissement. Et que vraiment qu'on prenne cette jeunesse en compte dans des mini-projets et tout ce qu'on entreprend, que ce soit dans l'administration, dans l'élevage, dans l'agriculture, dans la pisciculture. Mais nous sentons que nous autres, nous sommes lésés. C'est une grande première que le PCRN défile à Minta. C'est une grande première. On dit souvent que l'habitude, une fois, peut devenir coutume. Nous voulons étendre le parti politique, même dans les villages les plus reculés, afin qu'en 2025, nous espérons arriver là au bout de notre chemin.
La parade qui a duré environ 2 heures de temps, avec la remise des prix aux meilleurs établissements qui se sont distingués, s'achèvera par des prestations scéniques des jeunes artistes en herbe.
Parlons à présent politique. Cavaillé Yégué Djibril annonce l'ouverture de l'Assemblée générale le 3 mars prochain. Le président de la Chambre basse parlementaire du Cameroun l'a fait savoir à travers un arrêté de bureau rendu public hier à travers les médias sociaux. Gladys Bomotongina nous fait le point.
La prochaine session ordinaire de l'Assemblée nationale pour le compte de cette nouvelle année se tiendra le vendredi 3 mars 2023. C'est du moins ce qui ressort de l'arrêté conjointement signé entre Cavaillé Yégué Djibril, le président de l'Assemblée nationale, et Martial Niat Difendi, président du Sénat, le 10 février 2023. Une session qui sera pour certains sénateurs la dernière de leur mandat de 5 ans et comptant par ailleurs pour la première session de cette nouvelle année 2023. En effet, la séance plénière d'ouverture se tiendra à 10 heures précises, tenue par les députés de la nation qui seront rejoints par la suite à 16 heures par les sénateurs. En rappel, le 12 mars 2023, le Parlement sera renouvelé et les élections pour le nouveau bureau du Sénat sont prévues pour le 11 avril 2023. Une session parlementaire qui se tiendra dans une atmosphère de grincement de dents pour les populations camerounaises au regard de l'adoption de la loi de finances dernière qui semble être une épine sur les pieds des Camerounais. Néanmoins, l'ordre du jour de cette session parlementaire ordinaire n'a pas été publié. Mais du moins, tous les députés et sénateurs sont attendus au palais de congrès de Yaoundé le 3 mars prochain.
You are watching the Weekend Bilingual News on My Media Prime Television. A new book titled Roots Revisited is now available on Amazon and will feature on bookstands in the days ahead. The book is a poetry piece written by Dr. Agbo Nduku Eret and was launched on Friday, the 10th of February 2023 in Douala, Naivuna.
The book Roots Revisited is a 220 pages colored illustration and a collection of Ejagan poetry and other poems. The book is a well-researched product of one of Cameroon's finest minds, Honorable Dr. Abonduku Eret, and amongst many themes lays emphasis on how foreign cultures defined our cultures and belief patterns from the perspective of Ejagam culture.
There are many themes. There is the theme of love. There is the theme of spirituality. There is the theme of re-establishing the truth, especially in terms of how foreign cultures have defined our cultures. It will be very, very beneficial to everybody who had hitherto thought that the African tradition or the Ejagam tradition, which I am drawing from, did not have any significance because somebody somewhere had said so. The usefulness is enormous.
The launching ceremony of this masterpiece took place on Friday, February 10, 2023 at Royal Palace in Bonaberi, Douala, under the distinguished patronage of Ntumfo barrister Nico Hale.
It's a great launch, a great book launch. I'm not excited by numbers. I'm excited by the quality of those who are invited. Those who came are very important people. Those who did not come could not come. And you heard me say that we don't promote ours. We don't promote our own. But those that came, you heard the amounts that we announced. Huge amounts. I think we thank God for those. Next time should be better.
The 14 centimeters width and 31 centimeters length piece also seeks to demonstrate the need for people to revisit their roots, cultures, traditions, and rituals.
When we look at our ancestors, the belief has always been that we are either superstitious or we worship our ancestors. I have said this repeatedly, and I'm saying it again, because that's the raison d'etre of Roots Revisited. We don't worship our ancestors, we worship God. But we communicate with our ancestors because they are not dead. And if you want to see the justification in what I am saying, watch the pastors preach, watch the priests give a sermon. When he gets to the liturgy of the Eucharist, what does he do? He calls all the dead saints and all that. Those are the ancestors. It's the same thing. Yes. So they call all the ancestors and they don't want us to call us. No, it cannot continue like this. So it's a revolutionary scholarship, to decolonize our mentality, our King-Cat mentality that had been destroyed by wrong judgment.
Roots Revisited is a collection of lyrical poems which explore socio-cultural issues around life in general, as well as issues of political interest in our contemporary society. The author, Honorable Dr. Eret, is the Vice President of Ejagam Tradition, which is an organization poised to document, digitalize and disseminate Ejagam tradition and cultural expressions. He is secretly a proprietor of some schools in both the English and French-speaking parts of the country and lectures creative writing at home and abroad.
On our sports page, Authentic Ladies forward Team Shalom has won the Sinafolk Player of the Month of January following her impressive performance in the Guinness Super League this season. Details of this story and more sports updates are yours in the following report put together by Magdala Eyong-Bisong.
Authentic Ladies forward Team Shalom Makoma has been named the Cameroon Professional Football Syndicate Player of the Month of January 2023. The 21-year-old urged forwards Nga Manga Giselle, Prizondong Kevin Osol and Kiki Meva to land the award. It comes after a month in which the Authentic Ladies creative midfielder inspired her club to a title-challenging position in the Guinness Super League scoring twice and providing 2 assists that earned them 10 points. The performance earned her a call-up to the indomitable Lionesses squad that was in camp last month. Unfortunately, the former Vision Sport of Bamenda's playmaker didn't make the cut for the tournament. However, she gets a prize for her efforts. Shalom is the first player to win the award in the first month of the new season. The award will earn a prize money of 100,000 CFA and a trophy to be handed by Sinafok President Jeremy Njitap just before kickoff of Match Day's 7th fixture against Eclair of SAR. And in transfer news, Cameroon international Mba Louis is in Europe, where he is set to continue his football journey. The midfielder played a big role in Cameroon's CHAN 2023 journey, where the Intermediate Lions finished second in Group E behind Niger and narrowly missed a place in the quarterfinals. Mba started all 2 games against Congo and the MENA of Niger and was one of the brightest prospects for Alioune Seydou's team. The Evin Sport of Laki's attacking midfielder is off to Belarus upon invitation from officials of FC Bate Borisov. Impressed by the qualities of the former PWD of Bamenda captain, who can fit in both offensive and defensive midfield roles, officials of the club have stated that should Mba Louis succeed his trials and medical tests, he will sign his professional contract with the club. It should be noted that the 25-year-old Louis won the Elite One Championship with PWD of Bamenda in 2019 and featured in the CAF Champions League. Last year, he played a big role in aiding Sports finishing second in the league behind Coton Sport of Garoua. And so Mba Louis is one of the latest on the list of CHAN stars moving abroad after Jerome Gombe-Kelly and the Kaiba Jawal had already sealed deals in Europe. In the meantime, Morocco has successfully organized a 2022 Club FIFA World Cup. The 7-team tournament for Continental Champions climaxed on Saturday night at the Prince Moulay Abdallah Stadium, where Spanish side Real Madrid beat Al Hilal by 5-3. And so Real Madrid were crowned 2022 FIFA Club World Cup champions.
That report by Magdala Eyong-Besson closes the curtains on tonight's edition of the Weekend Bilingual News on My Media Prime Television. Thank you for watching. Quentin, Etape, bon dimanche.
Happy Sunday, John. Happy Sunday également à nos millions de téléspectateurs. Merci de nous avoir suivis. Vous aviez raison. On se donne rendez-vous lors des prochaines éditions. Sur ce, passez un excellent moment sur My Media Prime Television.
Welcome to a new world of TV broadcasting. My Media Prime. News, discovery, culture, sport.